The Serengeti Plains stretch endlessly beneath the dawnlight. This is a land of life, where the wild remains untouched. Here, the sun scorches by day, and the wind sweeps through the tall grass without pause. The rains come and go with the seasons, following nature's rhythm. Hundreds of animal species live here, from tiny insects to giant elephants, but only one is known as the king of the plains. Beneath the shade of an acacia tree, golden eyes watch every movement. The lion, a living symbol of power, majesty, and dominance. This is their territory, the land where they are born, grow up, hunt, and defend until their very last breath. The Serengeti Plains, the grand stage of wildlife, a place where lions write their own story of survival every single day. The lion, Panthera leo, the largest cat in Africa. Adult males can weigh up to 200 kilograms and stand 1.2 meters at the shoulder. Their golden coats blend perfectly with the dry grasses, but the most distinct feature is the iconic lion's mane. Only mature males have manes. The thicker and darker the mane, the healthier, older, and more dominant the lion is. Females are much smaller, weighing around 130 kilograms. They have no mane, but they are quicker and far more agile than males. Their claws are 5 centimeters long, curved and razor sharp, retractable when not in use. Their 8-centimeter canines are deadly weapons. A lion's night vision is 6 times better than a human's. Their ears can rotate 180 degrees to capture sound. A male lion's roar can be heard 8 kilometers away. It is a declaration of authority over its territory. Lions are the only cats in the world that live in social groups called prides. Each pride usually has 5 to 15 members. The pride structure is clear. 1 or 2 adult males act as leaders. The rest are females and cubs of multiple generations. The females within a pride are usually blood-related: sisters, mothers, daughters, aunts, nieces. A family bond preserved through generations. Lions rest and sleep up to 20 hours a day, conserving precious energy under the burning African sun. When the sun begins to sink below the horizon, the hunter's instinct awakens. This is the hour of predators. They move silently like shadows in the dark. Their golden coats melt into the tall grass, nature's perfect camouflage. They communicate through subtle and precise gestures. A glance, a flick of the tail. The entire pride understands without a sound. Females are the pride's primary hunters. They are slimmer but faster, more enduring, and far more coordinated than males. Targets are chosen with great care: the old, the injured, the isolated, minimizing the risk of failure. Their stalking and encircling tactics are executed flawlessly. Some approach from the front, while others silently cut off escape routes. The attack lasts only a few decisive seconds. A lion can sprint up to 50 kilometers per hour over short distances. A decisive bite to the throat or muzzle crushes the windpipe and major blood vessels. The prey collapses within minutes. But not every hunt ends successfully. The failure rate reaches up to 80%, an unusually high number. When the pride succeeds, males always eat first by virtue of dominance. Females eat next. Cubs eat last, if any food remains. An adult lion needs 7 kilograms of meat per day to stay healthy and can consume up to 20 kilograms in a single meal. After feeding, the pride heads to the nearest water source. Their large ladle-like tongues scoop up water in long, steady pulls. Their senses are the perfect hunting tools. Eyes designed for night vision, ears tuned to distant sounds, noses that detect even faint traces of blood. Females are pregnant for about 110 days, nearly 4 months, usually giving birth to 2 to 4 cubs per litter. Lion cubs are born completely blind, weighing only about 1 kilogram. They are entirely dependent on their mother. During the first week, the mother hides them in dense bushes or secluded caves, protecting them from predators and even other male lions. After about 3 weeks, the cubs open their eyes for the first time and begin exploring the world with endless curiosity. When the cubs are strong enough, the mother brings them back to the pride. Other females help care for them attentively. Cubs nurse until about 6 months old, after which they begin eating meat from the pride's kills. They learn to hunt mainly through play, stalking, pouncing, biting. These playful moments are essential lessons for survival. Mortality among lion cubs is extremely high. Only about 1/3 survive to the age of 2. Lions are not the only predators on the vast plains. Hyenas are their fiercest and most persistent rivals. Hyenas live in large, dense clans of up to 30 adults. They are intelligent, organized, and incredibly resilient. The two species frequently steal food from one another openly. Whoever has the advantage in numbers or strength claims the meal. A lone lion often loses its kill to a large clan of hyenas. When outnumbered, individual strength is not enough. But when the whole pride arrives, hyenas scatter. 5 lions are stronger than 20 hyenas. Male lions sometimes kill hyena cubs when the opportunity arises, not for food, but to reduce future competition. Hyenas also attack lion cubs when given the chance. This brutal rivalry has no end. Besides hyenas, lions occasionally clash with leopards and cheetahs over territory, though conflicts are far less frequent. Cape buffaloes, massive elephants, and aggressive hippos can all be deadly to lions, especially when defending their young. But the most dangerous enemy of lions is other lions. Males constantly attempt to take over rival prides. Battles between male lions are fierce and bloody, determining who leads and who is forced out or killed. Victorious males often kill all existing cubs of the previous leaders. This brings the females back into estrus quickly. Lions play an essential ecological role by controlling populations of large herbivores, maintaining natural balance across the plains. Without lions, herbivores would multiply uncontrollably, strip the land bare, and collapse the ecosystem step by step. Lions have lived on these plains for millions of years, from prehistoric times until today, witnesses of time itself. They are vivid symbols of power and majesty, yet only small pieces of a much larger natural picture. Every roar echoing through the silent night reminds us that the wilderness still breathes, still remains free and untamed. A lion's life is never easy. Each day is a brutal fight for survival, but they never abandon hope. A new generation rises as the previous one fades. Today's cubs become tomorrow's warriors. The cycle of life continues. Serengeti Plains. The dawn returns once more carrying new hope, and the lions remain steadfast, the kings of this land. Their presence reminds us that the wild still has places that belong only to nature, and that precious beauty is truly worth protecting. Wild Africa. a land of abundant life and endless struggles for survival. Here, life and death intertwine, creating an eternal cycle. High above, African vultures, the guardians of the skies, patrol the land. Belonging to the eagle and raptor family, with wingspans reaching up to 3 meters, they are master pilots, able to soar for hours on thermal currents with barely a flap of their wings. Below, life continues. Herds of animals move across the grasslands, and top predators like lions enforce nature's law. Every successful hunt leaves behind a trace, and that is the very signal the sky's guardians have been waiting for. The feast begins. The scent of a carcass spreads, drawing in different species of vultures, such as the white-backed vulture and the lappet-faced vulture. A fierce scramble unfolds. They are specialists in handling carrion, playing an essential role in the ecosystem. To adapt to their scavenger lifestyle, vultures have undergone remarkable evolutionary changes. Their heads and necks are bald or covered only with fine down, allowing them to stay clean when plunging deep inside carcasses, preventing bacteria and parasites from clinging to them. With body lengths ranging from 70 to 120 centimeters and weights of up to 9 kg, they are true giants of the skies. Their diet consists mainly of dead animals. The vulture's digestive system is among the strongest in the natural world. The highly acidic gastric juices in their stomachs can destroy dangerous pathogens that cause cholera, anthrax, and even the rabies virus. They truly are nature's sanitation workers. Without them, carcasses would decay slowly, becoming breeding grounds for deadly epidemics across the savanna. But a feast is not always peaceful. The creator of the kill may return. A male lion can easily chase away dozens of vultures to reclaim its prize. The flock of vultures is forced to wait patiently at a safe distance. Even within the vulture world, there is a hierarchy. Larger species with powerful beaks, such as the lappet-faced vulture, tear through the tough skin and sinew first, paving the way for smaller species like the white-backed vulture to reach the softer flesh inside. When breeding season arrives, vultures often nest on high cliffs or tall trees. Both parents share the responsibility of incubating the eggs and raising the chicks. The young are fed with food regurgitated by the parents. This marks the beginning of a new generation of cleaners for the savanna. As the sun sets, another day ends in this harsh yet vibrant land. The vultures rest, preparing for tomorrow. They are not killers, but their role is crucial in keeping the ecosystem clean and balanced. They are silent heroes, the indispensable janitors of wild Africa. Africa, the vast savanna. Beneath the golden sunlight, life and death move side by side. This is the stage for one of nature's most captivating survival stories, the beginning of a new generation of lions. After about 110 days of pregnancy, the lioness secretly leaves her pride. She seeks out a remote, hidden place to give birth. A litter usually consists of 2 to 4 cubs. In the first weeks of life, the cubs are completely dependent on their mother. Separating from the pride is a vital strategy. The lioness must shield her fragile cubs from countless lurking threats: hyenas, leopards, and even unfamiliar male lions. Danger is ever present, forcing the mother to constantly move her den. She gently carries each cub in her mouth to a safer location. This endless flight is her way of safeguarding the future of the pride. The enemy is never far. Hyenas, the lion's eternal rivals, prowl nearby, sniffing out opportunities. They are among the greatest threats to lion cubs. In such a harsh world, cub mortality is extremely high. Statistics reveal that 60–70% will not survive their first year. Each passing day is a small victory in the battle for life. As time passes, the surviving cubs grow stronger. They begin to explore the world under their mother's watchful eye. Playful games are more than just fun. They are the first lessons in hunting and fighting skills. When they are strong enough, the lioness brings her cubs back to the pride. Now they will be protected by the strength of the entire group. Other lionesses also share in the caregiving, creating a unique nursery in the wild. The cubs are now full members of the pride. They learn everything from the adults, from tracking prey to understanding their place within the complex hierarchy of lion society. At around 2 to 3 years old, they reach maturity. This is a crucial turning point, one that will determine the fate of each individual. Their futures split into two very different paths, depending on gender. The young lionesses usually remain with the pride, inheriting the territory and continuing the reproductive cycle, ensuring the lineage endures. But for the young males, a solitary and grueling journey is about to begin. To avoid inbreeding and competition with dominant males, they are driven out by their own family. From then on, they must wander alone, fighting to survive and searching for a chance to establish a pride of their own. Hunting skills are sharpened day by day. They learn cooperation, patience, and the ability to bring down large prey, such as buffalo. Every successful hunt not only provides food, but also strengthens the social bond that ensures the pride's survival. As the sun sets over the African savanna, a new generation of lions has overcome its first challenges. The pride's legacy will continue, adding another verse to the endless epic of life and death in the wild. Africa, a continent of untamed beauty and vibrant life. Across the vast savannas stretching to the horizon, a dance of life and death unfolds every single day. This is the kingdom of zebras. With their iconic black and white stripes, no two are ever alike. Graceful and lean, with long legs and firm muscles, zebras are nature's perfect design to escape predators on the endless plains. They live in large herds, a smart defensive strategy against the hunters that constantly lurk nearby. Their stripes not only camouflage them within the light and shadows of the grasslands, but also regulate body temperature and repel insects. Zebras have sharp eyesight, keen hearing, and remarkable memory. They recognize each other through unique calls and stripe patterns. Life for zebras is an endless journey in search of fresh grass and water. They share this vast land with wildebeest, together creating one of the greatest migrations on Earth. But this peace is only temporary. Hidden in the shrubs and tall grass, amber eyes silently watch. Lions, the apex predators of the savanna, have begun their hunt. A pride of lions, mostly experienced lionesses, patiently stalk their prey. They move silently, coordinating with precision, using every contour of the land to conceal themselves. From a distance, they watch carefully for the weak, the young, or the stragglers. The success of the hunt depends entirely on patience and the perfect moment. Above, vultures circle. Their sharp senses can detect a meal from kilometers away. Their presence is a grim omen of the life and death struggle about to unfold. And then, the attack begins. the chaos, the lions single out a vulnerable zebra. With strength and unmatched hunting skill, they bring it down. Victory belongs to the pride. But on the savannah, no meal comes easily. The noise and smell of the hunt soon draw uninvited guests. Spotted hyenas, the lions' eternal rivals, arrive. Famous for their boldness and overwhelming numbers, they are opportunists that never miss a free meal. The lions, though stronger, are outnumbered. The hyena clan grows larger, surrounding, harassing, and attempting to steal the prize. What follows is a relentless battle between two of Africa's top predators. With their sloping backs, lanky frames, and spotted coats, hyenas may not look impressive. But this awkward appearance hides a perfect predator machine. With the strongest bite force of any land carnivore, their jaws can crush and consume even bones. They snatch chances to tear chunks of flesh, sometimes rushing in for a quick bite before darting away. Piece by piece, the carcass is stolen while the lions, exhausted and outmatched, struggle to defend it. Overwhelmed by the sheer numbers and persistence of the hyenas, the lions eventually concede. On the savannah, the rule of numbers sometimes outweighs raw strength. The feast now belongs to the hyenas. They devour it voraciously, leaving nothing behind. In nature, scavenging is a risky yet efficient survival strategy, and spotted hyenas have perfected it. They endure not by brute force alone, but through stamina, organization, cunning tactics, and insatiable hunger. After the meal, the lions retreat to the grasslands, resting to regain strength for the next hunt. Masai Mara, the savanna of primal instinct, where every creature must fight until its last breath. Today's hunter may well become tomorrow's prey. The African savanna, a vast and harsh land, is the stage for the endless struggle for survival among countless animal species. Here, predators and prey share the same habitat, creating a diverse and complex ecosystem. The African wild dog, a mammal with distinctive fur, is one of the most formidable predators of this land. With mottled fur of many colors, black, white, yellow, brown, Each African wild dog has its own unique pattern, like a fingerprint for identification. Their large ears and long muzzle give them an extremely sharp sense of hearing and smell, making them outstanding hunters. They live in packs, a complex and efficient social structure that helps them coordinate hunts and protect one another. A lone wild dog may be vulnerable, but united as a pack, they become a formidable force. Their hunting range is vast, reaching up to 15 kilometers, demanding incredible endurance. Their preferred prey are medium-sized mammals, especially herd animals roaming the grasslands. The pups are the future of the pack, carefully nurtured and protected by all members. And there, within their sights, is a herd of antelope, the perfect target for their next meal. Antelopes with golden brown coats and white underbellies are small and agile. They live in large herds, constantly moving across the vast savanna in search of food and water. Vigilance is their survival instinct. They must always beware of predators lurking nearby. A mature male antelope with long curved horns stands ready to defend his herd. The hunt begins. The wild dogs spread out into formation, displaying masterful coordination and hunting tactics. They approach silently, using terrain and vegetation to conceal their presence. Patience is the key to success. They wait for the right moment to launch their decisive strike. The wild dogs accelerate and a breathless chase erupts across the wide savanna. The antelopes at terrifying speed try to escape, but the wild dogs remain relentless, pursuing with endurance. The chase continues, a fight of life or death. Victory belongs to the one with greater stamina and determination. Finally, the prey collapses from exhaustion and is surrounded. The wild dogs swiftly finish it off and begin their feast. However, their success soon attracts uninvited guests, hyenas prowling nearby. Hyenas, with their powerful bite and aggressive nature, are formidable rivals of the wild dogs. A tense confrontation breaks out between two of the savanna's top predators. The wild dogs, though smaller, rely on numbers and unity, refusing to surrender their prey easily. Such battles are an inevitable part of the brutal survival picture of the wild. The wild dogs bravely fight back, defending the spoils of their hunt against the encroaching hyenas. The struggle for the carcass is fierce, with neither side willing to back down. After a long and grueling fight, the wild dogs prove too strong and ferocious. The hyenas are defeated and retreat in humiliation. Even so, the wild dogs remain resilient, ready for future hunts to sustain their pack. One wild dog lies badly injured, a reminder of the price of survival in the natural world. After such battles, wounds are inevitable, evidence of the harshness of life in the wilderness. As night falls, the savanna regains its quiet calm, yet the struggle for survival silently continues. As the last rays of sunset fade, the northern hemisphere descends into a long and unforgiving winter. This is the kingdom of snow, of deadly silence, and the realm of one of the planet's most cunning predators, the gray wolf, Canis lupus. Life seems frozen beneath the thick blanket of snow. But for the gray wolf, this is its time. Its long, thick coat changes color with the seasons, providing perfect camouflage. In winter, the silvery gray or pale white fur turns them into invisible phantoms, blending seamlessly into the snow. An adult emerges, watching and listening. With extraordinary senses of smell and hearing, it can detect prey from several kilometers away. This male wolf can weigh up to 70 kilograms, a hunting machine honed by millions of years of evolution. The howl is not a cry of loneliness, but an invisible bond. It is a rallying call, a way to communicate, to mark territory, and to reinforce the unity of the pack. The howl carries for miles across the frozen forest, a declaration of the ruler's presence. Winter forests are not home to wolves alone. Smaller creatures also struggle to survive. From sparrows searching for leftover seeds to bold squirrels, each plays its part in the fragile food chain. Gray wolves are not solitary. They are highly social animals, living in tightly structured packs. A typical pack consists of 5 to 12 individuals, though in favorable conditions, the number can reach as many as 30. Each wolf holds a clearly defined position in the hierarchy. At the top stands the alpha pair, one male and one female. They are not only the main breeding pair, but also the leaders, making all decisions, from the direction of travel to the timing of hunts. Next are the beta wolves, the loyal lieutenants, ready to assist and potentially succeed the alphas if necessary. At the bottom is the omega rank, usually the weakest or youngest, often bullied, fed last, and sometimes serving as a stress reliever for the pack. Yet within wolf territory roams another creature that even they must respect, the North American bison, the gentle giant of the plains. Among the largest mammals in the Americas, a mature bull can weigh up to 1,000 kilograms and stand nearly 2 meters tall. They are true living fortresses. Winter strips away their food, forcing the bison to use raw strength to dig through thick snow in search of dry grasses. Their breath freezes in the icy air. Survival is a relentless struggle against hunger and cold, and their presence inevitably attracts predators. The confrontation is inevitable. The pack, armed with strategy and coordination, begins to encircle the massive prey. They target the weak or isolated individuals. But the bison will not surrender easily. A single charge can kill a grown wolf. This is a deadly gamble. Perseverance, stamina, and pack strategy are the wolves' weapons. They harass the giant constantly, exhausting it bit by bit. Each bite, each lunge is calculated to drain the bison's strength. The battle rages fiercely, staining the white snow with crimson. There is a place on Earth that still preserves its raw, majestic beauty, a land of extremes. That place is Alaska, often called America's last frontier. Spanning more than 1.7 million square kilometers, Alaska is the largest state in the United States, a vast world of ice and towering mountains. Here, massive mountain ranges rise into the sky, including Denali, the tallest peak in North America at 6,190 meters, standing like colossal sentinels. The landscape is a blend of endless taiga forests and frozen tundra. Thousands of glacial lakes glitter like jewels beneath the sunlight. In winter, temperatures can drop below -40 degrees Celsius. Yet when night falls, Alaska unveils one of the most spectacular light shows on Earth, the Northern Lights. Amid such harsh conditions, life persists. Herds of caribou migrate across the snow-covered plains in search of scarce food. And hidden in the forest, a solitary predator lurks, the lynx. With its thick coat and oversized paws that work like snowshoes, it is perfectly adapted by nature to hunt and survive in this frozen kingdom. This majestic stage hosts diverse survival stories. The moose, the largest member of the deer family, searches for food in the snow. With its massive antlers, it reigns as king of the northern forest. Even the smallest creatures must endure. The gray squirrel, tireless and determined, scurries across the deep snow to forage and store food, preparing for the long winter ahead. Yet no animal symbolizes the strength and beauty of the Arctic more than the polar bear, the true ruler of the ice. Equipped with thick fat and an insulating coat, it is built for survival in this frozen realm. The polar bear's favorite and most important food is the seal. The polar bear's favorite and most important food is the seal. Their very existence depends on sea ice, the platform where they hunt, rest, and raise their young. Along Alaska's coastal waters lies another rich ecosystem. The drifting ice floes provide safe havens for seals. They rest, bask in the sun, and remain alert for hidden dangers beneath the waves. But below the deep blue water, an apex predator rises, the killer whale or orca. Masters of intelligence and hunting, they dominate the ocean. They have spotted a lone Weddell seal on an ice floe. A hunt is about to begin. The orcapod demonstrates astonishing teamwork, relying on perfect coordination. They employ a remarkable technique known as wave hunting. With clever precision, they swim together toward the ice, creating waves that crack and destabilize the floe where the seal clings desperately. Terrified, the seal scrambles higher onto the shrinking ice. But that is not enough to escape the hunters. With seasoned expertise, the orcas launch a second assault. Charging together at high speed, they generate a massive artificial wave. The surge smashes into the ice, sweeping the unlucky prey into the freezing water. Once in the water, the hunt enters its final stage. The pod works together to isolate and overpower the seal. In Alaska, life and death are inseparable, an unforgiving yet perfectly balanced cycle, composing the wild symphony of the last frontier.